Imagine if almost every romantic comedy or every comedy sitcom that was on TV portrayed the women as complete idiots, incapable of doing anything right, from parenting to running a job to a household, making dinner. They just can't do anything right. They're just complete morons. They're all about Duff beer and donuts and yeah, and they're all just fat and stupid. Imagine if media were portraying women like that. How do you think that would fly?
And who is in charge of the media portrayal? Who is most of the writers, directors, since you want to bring up beer and donuts, animators? Who are the people who make most of these executive decisions? Men. Men are making men look stupid.
You think people would go for that? I just don't think so. I think there would be lawsuits against media companies. There'd
No,
be
there wouldn't, because there aren't
walkouts
now.
on studios. The Screen Actors Guild would get together and raise a big stink about it.
Oh, I would love to see
Yeah,
the
so
Screen Actors Guild
but
react to this.
for men, it's totally okay. Like you can totally dog on a man anytime you want, and it's not a big deal. But if the script was switched and it was the woman who was the one who was being picked on, society wouldn't put up with it. So
So it is the end of Black History Month, and I watched a video about where the sassy black woman trope comes from, um, along with the two other main tropes for black women that were made all the way back in the day. Um, and it seems like everybody has a trope, but it's still all the same product of misogyny, racism, basically things that are like, I guess the core issue is that American media never set out to make anyone other than white men look good. And now that white men are being portrayed as kind of dumpy, this guy's mad about it. Like, you can talk about how men look incompetent in media now because it's funny or whatever. Well, he's talking specifically about rom coms as well, which is like, you look kind of old to be watching rom coms, dog. But anyway, um, as somebody who doesn't watch a whole lot of rom coms, but really enjoyed Hitch, I mean, like I said before, it's the men who make these decisions on what the characters are like. So talk to men.
why are we putting up with this?
Why are you putting up with this? Why aren't you talking to men? Why are you putting up with this?
Imagine if women
Because the point is that women didn't put up with it. They complained about what their roles were like, and the shit changed.
had the same social expectations that are placed on men now. That
What?
there's sort of that man up kind of attitude when things go sideways, or
That comes from men. Man up comes from men.
there's a problem. Rather than whining and complaining about it, you just gotta suck it up and get things done and fix things and make things right.
This man just spent the other 15 minutes of this video talking about how women move together in community and make changes, but now wants to talk about women complaining versus getting things done, when complaining got the shit done, according to him. Damn, bro.
Imagine if we dealt with women in that way. How do you think they would respond? There'd be a lot of crying, a lot of fighting, a lot of bitching about it, but I don't think that would fly very well. There would probably be some kind of lawsuits about discrimination. women suing their brothers and their fathers,
For what?
for saying that to them. I remember
Saying
as a
what to
kid,
who?
you
Okay, so freedom of speech is a myth. We don't have freedom of speech. You can't threaten people. You can't lie on people. Blah blah blah. Um, but this guy is just a fucking crybaby to be like, oh, women would sue if men complained like women do.
being told that I had to mow the lawn, and it was miserably hot outside, and I had allergies, and I didn't want to do it. And I was trying to think of every excuse not to do it. Yeah, I was like, no, this is what you agreed to do. You're just gonna do it. Now just go outside and do it. Take breaks if you need to, but you'll get through it. Yeah, we don't treat women like that.
Women mow the lawn all the time. Women mow the lawn with or without allergies or anything. Like, what the fuck?
We give them a slack. We give them lots of slack.
No, you
And we let them
don't.
off the hook all the time.
Women mow the yard,
If they
bro.
were treated like men, they would fight back.
What does he think single women do? Does he think single women who are homeowners just have unruly lawns? This Mr. Griffin has a video about being his age and single, and it's like, dog, everything you're doing is also what single women do, unless they hire somebody to do that shit. Like, you hire somebody to mow your lawn, or you hire a personal assistant to make your appointments or whatever. This is the highlight of how men have unrealistic expectations and simultaneously devalue the labor of women. Bro, women do shit, or they hire somebody else to do it, or it just doesn't get done. It doesn't matter. Whatever. The same as men. It's amazing. It looks like the video's almost over, though. He's walking away from the creek.
They would fight back hard. Now, unfortunately, if we treated them like men and we expected them to act like men, society would probably collapse.
No, it wouldn't.
Quite honestly, we wouldn't get the outcomes that we were looking for. But it would be very interesting.
Well, society is collapsing, but for a whole big number of reasons.
So, as you can see, in my mythical little world where women end up having the same treatment as men have in society, it probably wouldn't.
Man knows how to pose.
Women just fight back too hard. They just fight back too hard. And we just all get.
But what happened to women only complain? Oh, now women fight. This dude can't make up his mind on whether women are strong or weak. Regardless of the results that have been shown throughout history that women are strong because women team up.
Give in to them.
Sure.
They wouldn't put up with it. Society
They
wouldn't
don't.
put up with it. There would be investigations. There would be.
But there are things that happen to women that society puts up with, like women dying in birth a lot, mostly due to preventable things. One of many. One of many things.
People would probably go to jail. Anyway, you guys, I thought it would be a funny look at what could possibly be, and maybe, even though it was kind of satirical and a little bit tongue-in-cheek, give some people a little bit of insight into what it'd be like on the other side. Maybe for you women who watch, you get a sense for what it might be like to be a man.
He got sassy.
And for you guys that are watching, maybe give you some ideas that maybe we shouldn't be putting up with all this shit. Maybe we should be pushing back a little bit harder. Maybe we should be standing up for our boys a little bit harder. You know what I mean? I mean, just walking away is one thing, but doesn't fix anything.
I find that men stand up for their boys whenever women talk about sexual assault. And that's when he's not that kind of guy, or he wouldn't do that shit comes out. But men don't stand up for each other when it comes to healthcare. Weird.
And I don't know, being somebody with kids and grandkids, I hate to see the whole thing fall apart,
Oh, so you're divorced. He's divorced. He has videos about being divorced and getting divorced at an old age. This man is out here trying to give people advice, whole ass divorced in his old age. I'm sure all your advice worked out for you. My man.